now available in paperback and e-readers, The Temptation of John Haynes. Give in to temptation and pick up this action-packed African-American paranormal romance. Get The Temptation of John Haynes in paperback and e-readers today. 48 hours after the passing of longtime California Senator Dianne Feinstein, Governor Gavin Newsom decided to appoint a black woman, LaFonza Butler, to become the new Senator of California. Now, LaFonza Butler is the first black female senator from California and the third black woman to hold a position in the Senate behind Kamala Harris and Carol Moseley Braun. And many in the Blue Party and many black people who follow the Blue Party are making a lot of noise about the appointment of LaFonza Butler, the first black female alphabet senator. However, anybody in new black media knows that this appointment isn't anything that we should get happy about. And we shouldn't really get happy about this appointment because this entire appointment is all political theater and one big empty symbolic gesture in order to try to pander for the black female vote. Now, what Gavin Newsom was doing with this appointment of LaFonza Butler was making another desperate attempt to pander to black female voters and looking to try to appeal to those black female voters in the hopes of getting them to vote blue in 2024. Now, the only reason why he appointed LaFonza Butler to this position is because he really knows how bad things are between the black community and the Blue Party after Joe Biden basically threw a middle finger up at black voters in December of 2020 when he became the president-elect. Now, when Joe Biden became the president-elect and won the 2020 presidential election, he gathered all of the so-called black leaders to have a private meeting with him, and in that private meeting, he made the statement saying he wasn't going to do anything for foundational black Americans, even though it was foundational black voters who went out here in the largest numbers as they took their booties to the polls and managed to get Joe Biden elected President of the United States. And after making this contemptuous statement, many in the Blue Party realized that that statement basically bit them in the ass, and they realized that it bit them in the ass because many black people in 2022 decided to stay home, and they stayed home because they saw nothing tangible being given to them over the course of the 2 previous years. Now, after Joe Biden had basically thrown up his middle finger at foundational black Americans, what he did was go out here and make legislation to get the anti-Asian hate crime law passed, even though anti-black hate crimes were far higher than any of the ones that were presented in the mainstream media. And that really, again, alienated a lot of black voters who went out here and again took their booties to the poll to vote for Joe Biden. Then, after going out here and passing the anti-Asian hate crime law, Joe Biden and the Blue Party Congress further expressed their contempt for foundational black Americans by going out here and bringing Afghans into the country legally after the fall of Afghanistan and giving them priority for benefits in this country. And after this, he then went out here and made illegal migrants who entered the country illegally give them priority for all sorts of tangibles. And again, everybody's getting tangibles except for the foundational black American citizens who took their booties to the poll in 2020 to preserve a democracy that doesn't look to preserve anything for foundational black Americans who were the first minority in this country and the descendants of slaves who built this country. And what the Blue Party is looking to do now that they know that they've basically alienated a whole block of black voters is they're continuing to show their disrespect for foundational black Americans, and they continue to show that disrespect with this appointment of LaFonza Butler. Now, this appointment, again, is passively about promoting so-called diversity, but it's aggressively about trying to go out here and show how little respect they have for black voters with this empty symbolic gesture, because yes, LaFonza Butler will be the first black female alphabet senator, but her term will be a short one, and she's dealing with a lot of stiff competition for the upcoming 2024 election that is coming up, where she's going to be having to deal with three prominent Democrats, Katie Porter, Adam Schiff, and Barbara Lee, looking to go out here and get that position. So when you look at the big picture and understand the subtle politics transpiring around this appointment, it's all just political theater meant to make it look like they are, again, passively about diversity, but are still participating in the same white supremacy as they look to toe the party line, because chances are LaFonza Butler won't even be able to win the primary, dealing with stiff competition from Katie Porter, Adam Schiff, and Barbara Lee, who are well-established political candidates who have long records in Congress and want to take this position and use it as a stepping stone. So this entire position basically is one where LaFonza Butler is just there to be a token, to make it look, again, passively like they're all about diversity and inclusion, when it's all about the Blue Party maintaining its political power and maintaining its far left positions as related to their own agenda. And the black person that they picked is someone who will go out here and push their agenda the same way Kamala Harris pushed their agenda, and as that's the only reason why they picked LaFonza Butler, who is a part of a position of an organization called Emily's List, a far left group is dedicated to electing women who support abortion rights. Again, this woman is all about working for an organization that leads to the abortion of mostly black children, and that's something that shouldn't fly over most black people's heads, because black women basically lead the nation in abortions. So this woman basically is not somebody who is promoting, again, a black agenda. No, she's somebody who has been put into this position and appointed in this position because she will toe the party line, do whatever her Blue Party cohorts want her to do, and be that empty symbolic person to represent blackness passively but aggressively push agendas for the Blue Party. She's no different than Ketanji Clown Jackson, who basically was appointed to the Supreme Court to be a black female face, but she's a black female face who's just basically promoting far left blue-white agenda and not about black empowerment. And the most interesting thing I noticed about both Ketanji Brown Jackson and LaFonza Butler is you notice neither of these women go out here and promote black on black relationships. You have LaFonza Butler, who is an alphabet black woman married to another woman, and you have Ketanji Brown Jackson, who is married to a white man. So you don't see either of these women with a black man, heterosexual black man. You don't see them promoting a black heterosexual family. And again, this is done by design because the Blue Party, again, is anti-black, and they're anti-black family because they don't want you to see a black man in a leadership position or a black woman following the leadership of a black man. So this is done by design to say we're giving you representation passively in the name of diversity, but aggressively neither of these individuals is about black empowerment or going out here and getting tangibles for black people in terms of policy. So this is all a smokescreen, again, made to make it look like they're all about representation, but these people, while they have black faces, are still representing white supremacy. And black folks, you just can't fall for the okey doke that Gavin Newsom doesn't care about black people. No, he'll appoint a black bootlick to fill a position, but he'll appoint that black bootlick because that black bootlick will just do as they're told and rubber stamp the policies of the Blue Party, but they won't have their own platform. And the main thing black people have to understand is the word appoint. Again, this person was not elected by you, so they do not speak on your interests. No, they were not somebody you chose for the position, and that is the thing that black people need to understand about these people who talk about they're the first black so-and-so to whatever position. If you did not pick that person to further your agenda, then that person is not somebody who is somebody you should celebrate, because if you did not pick that person, then there's nothing to celebrate, because that person is not out here to deliver any sort of tangibles to you. Now, the late David Carroll made the point to try to tell black people that you need to come out here and have your own agenda, and after you make your own agenda, you have to get your own candidate, because LaFonza Butler is not your candidate, the same way Eric Adams here in New York is not our candidate. No, LaFonza Butler, like Ketanji Clown Jackson, and many of these other individuals, they are not your candidates, and they have no accountability to you. No, LaFonza Butler's accountability is to the group Emily's List and the other groups that she's supporting. She is not loyal to foundational black Americans and will not create policies that will bring tangibles to foundational black American people. So we have to understand, yeah, they'll put a black face in a position if it benefits them, but we have to go out here and understand to see through the subtle politics transpiring around us and the okie doke, and not look to go and just look at black skin, because skin folk ain't kinfolk, and this woman basically is not loyal to us. No, she has a residency in Maryland, I believe, but has a home in California. So this woman, again, isn't loyal to black Californians or black Californians' issues. And black people, we have to start thinking critically about who is out here and look past their black skin. We have to look at if they support a black agenda. And it's clear to me that LaFonza Butler doesn't support a black agenda because of the organization she's a part of. And if somebody doesn't support a black agenda, we should not be supporting them. No, the only candidates we should be supporting are the ones we put on the ballot, because the ones we put on the ballot will be focused on getting tangibles for black people and looking to get tangibles for black votes. And that is the person we need to be focused on. We need to be focused on developing our own black candidates who will be focused on black empowerment talking points and black empowerment agenda goals, such as reparations to pay for the slavery that our ancestors went through, the Jim Crow that undermined our black economy, and the current and ongoing discrimination, and also be demanding things like police reform, and also be demanding things like going out here and ensuring that our tax dollars come back to our schools and come back to our libraries and our communities, so that they can have the same high quality of life that others benefit from, because we don't have people who go out here and fight for our tax dollars to come back to us. The people who we elect should be paying us back our tax dollars and paying back our communities, and making sure that our people are out here being able to receive those benefits, such as having, again, those reparations checks for all of the oppression our community has suffered, all of the making sure that we get people who are police officers who can protect our community and follow policies to treat black people like human beings, and also be going out here and ensuring that we are having somebody to create policy, again, to make sure that black people go out here and be able to have opportunities at jobs, where we won't have guys like Pookie and Ray Ray on the street, but we will have black men going out here working and investing in their communities and make sure that there's a high standard for our communities. That's what we need to be working on, getting tangibles for ourselves, not falling for the whole illusion of, oh, it's a black face that's being appointed to represent us, but clearly this person doesn't represent our agenda, and if somebody doesn't represent our agenda, then we don't need to go out here and support them, and we don't need to go out here and vote for someone who basically is being set up as a ringer, because I guarantee you this woman won't even make the primaries against the stiff competition, and many black folks, they will just get caught up in the rhetoric, especially a lot of black women. They get caught up in their feelings and create covert contracts believing, oh, this black woman is in this position, the blue party is looking out for us. No, the blue party isn't looking out for you. It's looking out for itself, and it's picking a person with a black face who will look out for them. And that's the thing that black men and black women need to understand, because this is all about trying to manipulate the gender divide that is made with the gender war. That's what this whole thing is all about, trying to get black women to think, oh, the blue party cares about them. But when Joe Biden took all of those leaders into that office, again, he took black women in that office as well. And he really was saying, again, he wasn't going to do anything for black people. And this empty symbolic gesture shows you he's still going to do nothing for you. And he's showing you he has no respect for you, because for him to go out here and get somebody from an organization that is leading the number one rate that leads to many black children having their lives ended. Again, this woman is not for black people. And again, we need to go out here and understand that we can't keep falling for empty symbolic gestures. We have to go out here and make gestures that will get us tangibles. And we have to go out here and make the greatest action to get us tangibles, and that is not falling out for all of these blue okie dokes. Now, if you want to pick up some of my positive black fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, you can find those books on paperback and Kindle format on Amazon.com, and you can find it at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, Google Play, and Barnes & Noble. And if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can send a donation to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App, because this video will not be monetized, and help me be able to continue making content like this. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, Revenge of the Cyber Goddess. The goddess next door takes on the threat of a deadly digital diva driven to destroy the world in this action-packed, all-new Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Revenge of the Cyber Goddess featuring a bonus pin-up and the other 2 books in the Cyber Goddess saga at online booksellers everywhere today. Support black-owned and black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.